We're going to work through another center of mass problem here. This is problem 3.16 from Taylor's Classical Mechanics. And let's start with what we're given here. We're given the mass of the Earth and the mass of the Sun. The mass of the Earth is 6 times 10 to the 24 kilograms. Mass of the Sun, 2 times 10 to the 30 kilograms. And we know the distance between them. Distance between is going to be 1.5 times 10 to the 8th kilometers. Okay. That's what we're given. We also know, on a side note, we know that the radius of the Sun is going to be 7 times 10 to the 5th kilometers. And we're looking for the center of mass. So we know that the center of mass is equal to 1 over the total mass times the sum of each of the mass times their position vector. So we can have our Sun here, have the Earth over here. This is obviously not to scale. If we set it up so that we have our x-axis going from the center of the Sun over to the center of the Earth. This is the Earth, this is the Sun. We know that this distance is 1.5 times 10 to the 8th kilometers. By the way we've placed our axes here, we can place the 0 mark at the Sun, and then the Earth will rest at that x equals 1.5 times 10 to the 8th. So we can have R equals the mass of the Sun times that vector of the Sun plus the mass of the Earth times the position of the Earth over the total mass, which will be the mass of the Earth plus the mass of the Sun. And given that, we know that the vector at the Sun is going to be 0, so that's going to go to 0. We're just going to be left with the mass of the Earth, the vector, over the mass of the Earth plus the mass of the Sun. We have our values for those things. We know that the Earth is sitting at 1.5 times 10 to the 8th kilometers. And it has a mass of 6 times 10 to the 24 kilograms. And our mass in the bottom here is going to be 6 times 10 to the 24 plus 2 times 10 to the 30. And that's all going to be in kilograms. And let me do a quick calculation. And that is going to leave us, kilograms are going to cancel out. That's going to roughly equal about 449.99 kilometers, which we can just say that's about equal to 450 kilometers. Now, going back to our drawing here, that's where the center of mass is going to rest. If we look at the radius of the Sun, that is 7 times 10 to the 5th kilometers. That is a lot more than 450 kilometers. So our center of mass is actually going to still rest within the Sun.